Time a recent summer. Sam's barn, Long Island, New York. Outside his barn, Sam Brown sits where he has always sat on a canvas chair. Noise of a car arriving, stopping, door closing, silence. Hannah Doyle walks on. She is well dressed in a tailored summer suit with low practical heels, carrying a purse.
Excuse me, is this barn yours?
Don't belong to no one else.
I see.
See what?
I was driving by.
Without a care in the world.
Hardly.
Hmm.
I saw the most beautiful horse running free in that large pasture over there.
You stopped your car.
I did.
Oh, stopped in her tracks by the Blue Roan.
Such a magnificent horse.
Oh, you sit for a bit, then you get yourself out, ambled up close to the fence.
Not too close.
And the Blue Roan, what did he do?
He started galloping.
Right at the fence.
Fast as light.
Oh, you scared the daylights out of you.
I got back in the car to find the owner.
Weekenders stop all the time.
Hard not to stop.
Got to put up a sign. Killer horse, do not get out.
I can hardly believe the horse is a killer.
Oh, gone over that fence once or twice.
Love to see that.
Cleared it clean.
Splendid.
Oh, found his way back.
Good for him.
Highway all around.
Dangerous.
Yeah, raised it up, crashed through his whole self.
Was he hurt?
A gash on his neck.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, let him break his neck clear.
You can't mean that.
Can you?
No or yes?
Reinforce the fence.
Oh, the horse belongs to you.
Horse has fallen into my care.
Who owns the horse?
Where you come from, everything belongs to someone. Huh?
Not exactly.
Makes people think, if only I...
I suppose so. I hardly know what I think.
These days?
These days, quite so.
Once you knew it all, did you? No more.
No more. Yes.
Knowing nothing at all, you were stopped by the Blue Roan.
I'd like to find out who owns him. Someone must.
Nobody owns that horse, missus.
Please, don't call me that.
Oh, meant no disrespect.
I understand.
Got no one myself.
You have a horse.
That particular horse is going straight to the feedlot come fall.
Don't be ridiculous. This is Long Island, after all.
Nothing more useless in this world than a gelding cannot be rode.
Wouldn't dare.
Put a bullet straight through his head. Skull gets up one more time.
That's awful.
I ain't gonna winter him through.
He's such a magnificent creature.
Lucky if I get a few $100 by the pound.
Don't say such things.
You want to feed him?
Can't cost very much. You could bill me monthly. I suppose I'll leave you my address.
Hannah Doyle, Public Relations Representative. Who you represent, Hannah Doyle? Bad horses can't be rode?
I suppose I should get a new card.
Oh, not relating to the public much?
Not recently, no.
Sam Brown, myself.
How do you do?
Simplest name in the whole world.
Well, in the English-speaking world, perhaps, yes. Sam Brown.
Easy to remember, easy to forget.
Not that Hannah Doyle is in any way memorable.
You wish to feed a doomed horse. I think I can remember that. Oh, yeah. Add you to the list?
Well, if money is the issue.
Could have sold that horse a dozen times if I was not an honest man.
He stops people at your fence.
He does that.
You simply wish to condemn him.
Be at the feedlot come first frost.
You enjoy disposing of horses in that way.
Be rode or be disposed. How life is.
Beautiful creature like that.
Useless to all but himself. Not much use to himself at that.
Running free.
Drives himself wild.
Arabian?
Oh, and a fair piece of thoroughbred, I'd say.
What was he bred for?
Seeing as how he cleared that fence.
Ah, so jumping.
Knows a bit, do you?
Used to.
Well, yeah, he can eat that grass until it's gone, but I ain't gonna winter him through.
So you said, but I can't accept that.
Gelding can't be rode, ain't got no good use in this world.
You're repeating yourself.
You don't seem to get the drift.
Repetition is a sure sign that you remain unconvinced.
Now, don't you go falling for him. Beauty is as beauty does. Killer that horse is.
No horse is a killer, Sam.
Well, you go on over near that fence. Not too near, mind you. Check him out.
Surely not.
She walks off, sounds of the horse snorting, pawing, charging, rearing up, banging against a fence. Hannah returns.
He charged straight at me. He hit the fence purposefully.
Told you so. No, don't. Huh? Doing the same thing over and over again is a sure sign of being thick in the head.
I've never known a horse to do that.
Does it to someone else, I'll not be waiting for no first frost to put a bullet straight through his head.
Well, I can see why you feel that way.
Good. Now, you have a nice day.
How much will you sell him for?
I told you. I couldn't give that horse away. Wasn't so pretty. He'd been dead already. You keep talking to me. You'll convince me you got a gun in the barn.
I don't want to listen to such talk. How did you come by this horse?
Oh, now that's a story, all right. I am sitting right here in this spot, overlooking the work. Fancy trailer pulls up. Oh, green and gold, the kind with curtains on the windows, screens, fancy stable name on the side, Shamrock, Virginia plates. Driver hands me a roll of bills, hundreds, every one, $10,000. Tells me to open up the gate of that there pasture, drives the truck in, opens up the back, runs to get back in the cab. Horse damn near falls out. Drugged near to death, like if I ever seen it. Can barely stand, head hanging low. Oh, stays still for hours. Never seen anything like that. Pretty as can be. Driver drives off, not a word. Grief, I says to myself. Like I says to myself when I look at you.
You do?
Then he wakes up and turns mean. Don't you do that, Tanner Doyle. When you wakes, I'm warning you. But I got $10,000 in my hand. Figured I could sell him for that or more if he could only be rode. Damn near the prettiest thing I ever saw. Broke my collarbone. Near broke my back just trying to get a halter on him.
I'd like to buy him from you. I'll keep him here only until I can find somewhere else. Keep him right where he is in the pasture by himself until he'll go into a stall. When it gets cold, I suppose.
That horse gonna catch his cold in that field like as not. He ain't gonna let you near him, no matter how much money you got.
Nevertheless, I would appreciate the opportunity to purchase the blue roan.
Uh, I'm an honest man, an honest broker of horses. Uh, Folks around here appreciate that. They want a horse for their kid to show. They come to me. I don't overcharge.
Name your price.
Horse not worth but nothing but by the pound.
You are not selling that magnificent creature for meat. You're not putting a bullet through his head. You're bluffing, in fact. You, Sam Brown, would not do that.
Done it when I had to, you can bet. Like broke my heart more than once. Horse business is tough. They go down, leg broke.
I'm offering to buy that blue roan from you for what he's worth.
She's a pretty thing, all right.
How much do you want?
Oh, drive a hard bargain, Hannah Doyle.
$5,000 enough?
Not for that horse.
A minute ago you said he was worthless.
Not to someone who wants him, he's not.
$10,000 is as high as I'll go.
I gotta keep him here, too. Can't be rode, sure as hell can't be moved. Can't no one get close.
I'll pay his monthly board. I want a large, warm stall with a window.
Stall with a view? You got yourself a worthless piece of meat. Pretty, though.
Since we're agreed on the price, I'll write you a check. Here you are. Deposit it as soon as you wish. It's good. Just took the bastard for all he was worth.
A mean woman of means.
You mean money, I suppose?
No. No sense in talking sense to the rich.
I'm going to meet my horse.
Hannah exits.
Don't you go getting too close to that fence. Oh, one of them's met their match. Can't tell which. You're a foolish man, Sam Brown. Got suckered in for 10,000 and now you got to watch. But what would Molly Brown have said if I came home penniless after having shot that horse? What would you say, Molly Brown from the grave, now that I've got some good sense? That I'm stuck with Hannah Doyle and her no good horse?
Blue is pawing, snorting, running.
Whoa! Whoa! Stop right now! Stop, I tell you! Stop!
She comes back, the heel of one shoe off, held in her hand, her stockings ripped, her skirt dirty with mud.
Horse hit the fence.
Not quite.
Oh, crashed through it once.
You told me. I suppose I was lucky.
No. I tailed it out of his way.
I did not. I stood my grounds, waved my arms.
How'd you break that heel then?
I lost my balance.
Feared.
He was running straight at me with a wild look in his eye.
What did he do when you fell down?
He stopped. I got up. We stood looking. He dropped his head. I walked away.
Oh, I call that a draw.
Is there a hotel, a motel, a bed and breakfast nearby?
The motel's too seedy for you, Hannah Doyle. Out to your left as you go out, fancy bed and breakfast down the same road a piece.
Thank you, Sam Brown.
You say you sit a few horses, you said.
Many years ago.
Good?
It's good enough.
Ribbons to prove it?
Quite a few.
Hannah Doyle, Mind if I ask what happened to your life?
I'd rather not say.
Like the horse.
I suppose so, yes.
You buy a horse that can't be rode because you've been broke inside.
And then?
It's a dangerous business, that's what it is. People can die.
I suppose so.
Sometimes it doesn't matter much.
I suppose not.
He's a magnificent creature, like you say. Take my advice. Drive by and look. I'll feed him for you.
I paid you $10,000. I'm going to ride that horse.
If riding is what you want to do, I've got some nice steady ones in my stable. I got some nice steady ones I could lend someone your age. We don't bounce as good as we did. Get a young'un to sit that horse, if anyone can.
I'll see you tomorrow, Sam, after I've settled in.
Ah, and so, Molly Brown, that's how I came by this 10,000 grand. But a foolish man, honest but foolish, isn't that what you'd say? Oh, foolish perhaps, but I didn't relish putting down that damn fine horse.
The next morning, Hannah is looking quite smart in jodhpurs, expensive boots, a tailored shirt, holding a large bunch of fresh carrots, a helmet, and riding crop. Sam is seated in his usual spot.
Very nice studs, Hannah Doyle. Ms. Doyle, it would now be. Looking smart.
Morning, Sam.
Top of the morning to you, Hannah Doyle. Now may I inquire what you are setting to do dressed as fine as you are?
Take a look at my horse.
Look, that's all. You ain't figuring on jumping right on top of him.
We'll see.
And break your neck? 'Cause that 10,000 you gave me ain't enough to clean up that mess.
Come, Sam, I'm quite capable of taking care of myself.
Good luck to you then, Hannah Doyle. But let me says this as I've come to like you a bit. That horse, pretty as can be, is no damn good. Horse gone wrong. Like some men you might have known.
Quite a few.
And what do?
Stay away.
That's right. Or get away fast if you get tangled up.
Best as you can.
That horse can run fast too, I'm telling you. No way of telling what he's gonna do.
I appreciate your concern.
Hannah walks toward the pasture. Hannah stands at the fence. Blue is snorting, pawing.
Okay, my big handsome guy. How about some carrots? After all that grass, I bet you'd like that. A carrot and a scratch. You've gotten yourself a bad reputation. Undeserved, in my estimation. A horse needs some company. Herd animals, you are. Social beings. Can't be another horse right now. It can be me. I need some company too, as it turns out. I, too, am not certain what to do. My way fell away. I'll rub your ears. You can munch and get scratched. You must have fly bites that need looking after. That forelock I can untangle. Come on, my boy.
Blue paws the ground and then begins to run straight at the fence.
Oh, for God's sake, slow down. Stop.
There's a fierce thud. The horse makes a sound of distress.
What have you done to yourself? Look at your neck. You ran straight at the fence. Here, take these.
She throws the carrots over the fence toward the horse. Silence. The horse snorts and then begins pawing at the carrots, crushing them with his hooves.
I do not believe what I'm seeing. These carrots are for eating. Look, guy. No. No. Stop right now. Do not charge. I'm leaving.
She turns her back on the horse and walks away. There is another terrible sound. Blue has hit the fence again.
Oh, Blue. How could you? I used to say that to Em. Why do you want to hurt yourself so much? Could not watch. Could watch without seeing. Stare straight ahead without knowing. Could not believe. Could not put into words. No, not with me watching. You will not.
Anna exits. A crash as Blue hits the fence.
And don't tell me you told me so, Sam Brown.
Didn't say a word, Hannah Doyle.
You know horses, Sam.
That's so.
So?
I can't tell you any more than you know.
But why, Sam, do you suppose?
Horse ain't speaking to me. Some do. This one's closed-mouthed, come here drugged.
But why?
I ain't cashed that check yet.
I can have it back.
Yep, I'll miss you a bit, but I ain't been doing this for cash.
What would happen to the horse?
I told you what.
You wouldn't keep him on? I'd pay for his food.
Till he kills someone or himself, you'd pay for that?
It's all right. Deal's off. Now keep the check. I was momentarily upset.
Horse is bad. Why can't you accept that?
There is no such thing as just bad. Or maybe there is, just not that horse.
What do you got to prove to yourself?
A great deal, in fact.
Well, I've seen it before. I got nothing against it either. Find a horse that's got to be tamed. You'll tame yourself in the working, but not that horse, Hannah Doyle. He'd as soon as kill you. I got some nice horses for you to ride. You want to ride in them fancy duds? You want to prove to yourself that you can still do it? Well, then come with me. I'll fix you up. Come on. Hannah Doyle, that's what you need, a good run through the woods.
Perhaps so.
Come on with me, then. I got a bay mare will toy with you till you come around, sit still, and be clear in your head what you want her to do. She's smarter than you.
Most horses are.
No, that's certainly true.
The two of them go into the barn. We hear the sounds of a horse moving off, calm and centered, and from the pasture, the snorts of the blue roan, his feet galloping along the fence. Later, after her ride.
Sam was right. The bay mare was very nice. Right, with a smooth gait, soft mouth. For a short while, the blue roan cantered along. I rode well enough, haven't lost my seat. I know what to do on a horse. The body remembers if the limbs don't work as well, no matter. The horse knows you know what you knew. The horse knows you know what you knew and forgives. The body of a horse is a deep well, a pool of knowledge. Just what does a horse know? Horses put up with us. They have 4 feet, after all, planted on this earth. A horse is something like a tree, rooted here. And for humans, this is a lesson we seldom learn, and a blessing humans seldom accept, seldom stop bucking against, whatever life serves up. A horse has come to understand people are unsettled inside, while a horse is deep. A horse has roots. They reach into the earth, back into time. A horse carries the person on its back until the person forgets that separateness that is so utterly human, that fear. The steady rhythms of four legs under her renders her whole.
The next day, Hannah enters in her riding clothes.
Enjoy your ride?
Very much.
Want to ride that little bay mare again today?
I think not.
Oh,
I think I'll go see my horse.
I wish you would think again, Hannah Doyle.
I was good on that mare, Sam.
That you were.
I want to ride the Blue Roan.
That horse cannot be rode. Not by you, not by me, not anyone else. I had a trainer here, a so-called horse whisperer. He was yelling and screaming and swearing. By the time he was through, the horse just got worse.
But I think what I'd like to do first is introduce him to the bay mare for a while. Yesterday, as I rode out, he cantered quite calmly along the fence.
I ain't gonna let you do that.
Why ever not?
I can't put that bay mare in harm's way. I cannot.
Horses need other horses, Sam.
That is so.
And she calmed the roan.
Outside the fence for a minute or two. You want to ride her again? That's good. The ride's on me.
Thank you, Sam. I want to ride her around outside the pasture.
I'm telling you, you'll drive that roan wild.
I don't believe I will.
Oh, you keep that mare away from him. No, he's gone over that fence. He'll kill you both.
I'll be careful, Sam.
You bring that mare back in one piece, you hear?
Well, here we go, girl. We're gonna talk some sense to the roan. He's a wild man, but like them all, he's butter inside. Come on, my girl. Let's just walk along this fence for a while.
We hear the sounds of the mare's steady gait. We hear Hannah's cluck and the mare breaks into a trot. We hear nothing from the roan until all of a sudden he begins nearly screaming.
What's he doing? Oh no, stop. Whoa, girl.
The mare starts to snort. The roan rears up and falls over on himself.
He reared right over on himself. Did he hurt his back? Can he get up? Please don't tell me he broke his back. Come on, girl, let's get away from here so he can't see us.
Hannah comes out of the barn dejected.
He didn't hurt your mare, Sam.
Like to kill himself.
Have you ever seen anything like that before?
No, no. I've seen it on one time only. He broke the man's back, spared himself.
I wasn't on him. No one was.
True enough.
He wasn't trying to hurt anyone else. Only himself.
That makes you fall harder for him.
I suppose it does.
Anna Doyle, I'm asking you one last time. Give up this fool's mission. The bay mare's the horse for you. You ain't gonna tame that roan. You'll get yourself hurt bad before you do that.
I'll see you tomorrow, Sam.
Hannah enters, dressed in jeans, paddock boots, and plaid shirt, and with a big bunch of carrots.
Well, looking like a cowgirl, Hannah Doyle. What you got in mind?
He tried to kill himself.
Yeah,
Not.
bet he did.
He's asking for help.
He's asking for a bullet through his skull.
My horse. You stop that talk.
You're possessed.
You might say that.
I just did.
Yes, you did. Excuse me, Sam.
I'll be right here where you left me.
There you are, pretty fella. Hello, Blue. It's me, Hannah. How about a carrot? Not paying me any attention today. Okay. I'll wait a while. You're just grazing by yourself. You're not even looking up. I'm here, my fella. Here I am. Hello. Mind if I come in? Just inside the fence. You can come grab a carrot from my hand. Or the ground, if you don't want to get that close. That's a good boy. Yeah, that's a nice stare. I'm right here. I'm not moving. I'm not going anywhere. Good boy. That's right. Come on over. Another step. Just a short walk.
Then we hear the horse snort, whinny and paw. Blue makes a run directly for Hannah and the fence.
No, stop. Stop right now.
There is a loud thud.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Hannah holds her left arm close to her body with her right hand, obviously in pain.
Oh,
I heard the crash. What had you gone and done?
he was perfectly calm. He wasn't paying any attention at all.
So you went inside the pasture. I told you. Didn't I tell you? Don't make no difference at all what I say. Damn fool horse and a damn fool woman.
He ran straight at me. He turned at the last minute, slammed me with his shoulder into the fence.
You one damn city-bred fool, Hannah Doyle. You think life comes to you your way.
He did not kill me. He could have reared up. I had nowhere to run. He intentionally did not kill me.
You think life comes to you your way?
I was foolish. I grant you that. Ow. Oh.
Damn near killed you. Could have done.
This is no time to castigate me, Sam.
You want help from me. You better speak English, I understand.
Castigate means to blame. It's never too late to improve your mind.
Oh, suppose not.
Now you'll drive me to the hospital. Ow, Sam. Oh.
You think you know it all, don't you? Order people around.
Drive me to the hospital, please. You can take my car.
Hannah Doyle, I can no longer drive. I've got the shakes. I'll come with you, though.
You'll have to drive. I cannot move my arm. I'm in, considerable pain. I'll talk you through, Sam, please.
Dislocated that shoulder, if not broke it. That's painful, I'd say. Horse is a killer.
It was my fault.
Always is. Them's dumb beasts. You got ahead. You're going to learn yourself to stay away from that horse. He done killed someone else.
Hannah leans on Sam as they walk to the car. Hannah in a morphine haze in a hospital bed, her arm taped.
Here I am. Shot through with painkillers. Just like you. It's delicious, isn't it, Em? Quite fun losing one's mind. Wherever did I put those pills? I am supposed to feel good.
She searches for the bottle in the bed and takes several.
I heard an old religious man but yesternight declare that he had found a text to prove that only God, my dear, could love you for yourself alone and not your yellow hair. Mama, sing it more, she twirled, golden hair throwing sparks, laughing her high golden laugh, light shooting out. I believed you would be held in God's hands till the end of your days, shining like joy. Mama, look what I drew. A dancing horse with an apple balanced on his nose. Top of my class. Think of that, Mama. I won the debate. I proved Prison reform is needed now. Punishment does not fix. I think he likes me too. He asked me to the prom. At first I said no, just to see. Oh, he hung his head, shuffled his feet, could not speak. When I said yes, he picked me up. He twirled me around in the middle of lunch. Princeton, Mama, I choose. I'll study international relations and sustainability, or economics and psychology. I want to do everything. I'll go into law, then the State Department, politics after that. Golden hair shaking. Sometimes I feel I can do anything. You can, love, anything at all. If anyone can, it's you. Ah, no pain. Woo-hoo. How nice it is. On a scale of 1 to 10, sweet oblivion. Who wouldn't wish a painless life for those they love? Easy as pie. Here. Ah, there. I don't want to be like this, Mom. I'm going to stop. Most young people outgrow their addiction with or without treatment. When do they just give it up, wake up, go back to their lives? So I was told. I can stop again. I know I can. I was being foolish. I don't want you and Daddy to worry. Em, you are going to rehab, not back to school. Like this, you need help. Leave me alone. You don't trust me. I trust you, but stop. I've been perfect for you all my life. Maybe I'm not what you thought, not who you want. Maybe I'm a fraud. I flunked chemistry. I don't know. It was so easy just to stop, give it up, stop trying so hard. I was free for the first time in my life. I felt like me. I am not what you want. Don't be golden, Em. Not for me, just be. Please, I'll be fine. I promise you I broke up with that whole crowd, wasting their lives. I passed every class. Em, you never call me that because you're always on my back. Let me hold you one more time, twirl you around those great honey-colored ramparts at your ear, love you for yourself alone and not your yellow hair. And she had a meteoric rise. Assumed a role in drug policy for the city. It's because I know I'm able to empathize. We need treatment centers, public education. Drug users are not criminals. Rehabilitation. If she didn't answer her phone, I'd start to shake. Why can't you just chill? You call me 5 times a day. Cures don't exist. We cure ourselves.
Hannah opens the bottle of pills, pours out a handful, makes as if to take them all, then drops them on the bed, sits up.
Doesn't it invalidate a life when your daughter dies in a drug epidemic while your husband pushes his private parts up against young women in elevators and they both deny it to your face? I'm not using recreational drugs of a weekend. Everyone does. Besides, I stopped. I don't do that anymore. I am employed in the field. You always jump to the worst conclusion. You worry too much. Always on my back, behind my back, yammering. I have always treated the young women at the network with absolute regard. I deny each and every accusation. I understand no, yes I do. Huh. Epidemic of a different sort. Weak they were. In my heart of hearts, I disdain them both, my loves. For a woman, meaning is difficult to come by. It so often hinges upon what one has given to whom and how well they are able to thrive. I come up empty-handed. Not that I did not give in my way. He accused me of coldness, of course. You were always so distant in bed, he actually said, always thinking of your work as if he were thinking of me. I thought about Em. You and Dad are a joke. Why don't you wake up? Stuck by her, cajoled, took her shopping on vacation, sent her to the best therapists. She's depressed. Let me give her something for that. To rehab twice. Rejoiced when she was clean, when she graduated, when she did so well at the job, when she met Tim. My darling, I am so very happy for you when they announced their engagement. I breathed a sigh of relief, went back to my life. Who should I blame? The drug manufacturers, the Sacklers? We have given to the same museums. I at the lower amount. My name is not plastered across the entrance with money made from pushing drugs. The government that refused to regulate, to warn the doctors with their pain industry, their lack of time to sit and talk, fentanyl, the lethal, lucrative substance that all of a sudden comes laced into every street drug. It comes round and round in the middle of the night to blaming oneself. Who else? I'm here, hurting as I deserve, foolish, counterproductive, alone, after a life of giving, not enough. So I rage. Nothing changes. I am found wanting. At the end of one's life, what one gave is what remained. Who thrived and how well. A woman gives with her flesh. Our bodies are entered, hold others, we carry, we push. We are never, evermore not bound to an absence. Each grieving mother, a failure. Em took me to lunch. We went out to celebrate 3 months clean again. Drug-free, back to work, work going well. Only she'd been to a party the night before. Why, when things were fine, did she need to destroy? Always, not out of failure, but success. Just to celebrate Tim or someone gave her something to snort or pop. Must have happened like that. Just to celebrate. Halfway through her salade niçoise, she started to shake. She had to put down her fork. She excused herself. She went to the ladies' room. I pushed my food around my plate. I found her in a stall. Ha! That's funny, isn't it? I can't get the horse into a stall. He stands in a field pawing the earth as if digging his grave. I found her crumpled against the door in the corner stall, waiting. Mom, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I promise you, I took hardly anything. Em, let me take you home. I'll give you a bath, put you to bed. She was 35. She would call her fiancé. She said, him. I snorted and pawed at the ground. I'll call your father, him. She grunted. He's got his prick in some chick a quarter your age. He's fucking me in his head. I'll call the police. Fine. Get me a record. Fired. Ruin my life. Do it your way. Get out of my sight. I can take care of myself. I can handle this. I promise you, I will take care of myself. I have friends, experts. Just leave me alone if you can. The next time I saw her, she was dead. Overdose. Slipped away in the night. Intentional or not. There was fentanyl, said the lab report. I did, and I do love you for yourself alone and not your yellow hair. Blue, my valiant boy. You have a story too, haven't you? You're running away because the reasons are always the same. Betrayal, loss, a golden green trailer, how gauche, with a shamrock Terrible cliche, but possible to trace. Virginia plates. Nurse, tell the doctor I'm leaving here today. Prepare my discharge papers, please. No more painkillers. I'll throw them away. I shall convalesce at home, so to speak. Cared for by no one.
Sounds of hammering. Sam enters from the direction of the pasture. Hannah enters from the parking lot. Her shoulder is tightly bandaged. She is dressed in a plaid shirt, jeans, and low boots. In her good hand, she holds a long bamboo pole and another pole with a heavy balloon attached, plus a rope.
Look at you.
Wounded, but not brought down.
Oh, them men doing what I think.
What do you think?
Putting up a shoot.
Correct.
You with one arm.
The work goes on.
Oh, you're something, Hannah Doyle.
Thank you, Sam Brown.
Well, I ain't driving you to the hospital again.
How's the roan?
Oh, usual crazy self. Worse.
Misses me.
Wouldn't say. I wouldn't count on it, though. What's that in your good hand, Hannah Doyle?
Horse training equipment.
Plastic bags.
Bamboo pole.
Oh, hope you didn't spend too much money enroll in some sort of crazy program.
I learned some things about the horse.
Stay away from him, I'd say.
He's not the killer you think.
No?
He has his reasons for what he does.
Someone whooped the daylights out of him.
How do you know that?
A usual story when you can't get close. Oh, lots of mean sons of bitches in the horse business.
If he's worse, it's because he began to trust.
Like to kill you.
He might have killed me, but he chose not to do so. I pushed him too fast. He reacted with fear, then I disappeared. Now he thinks he might have killed me too.
Thinks? Hannah Doyle, you think too much. He don't think at all. You want to think? Think about staying in one piece.
Thank you, Sam. That has been very much on my mind. The more I am hurt by him, the more hurt he becomes.
He's a dangerous beast. Horses are. Women go sentimental all the time.
The contrary, Sam. Lying on my back, I became quite rational. I had time to search the web, order my thoughts, find things out about the horse.
No, you got a plastic bag and a pole.
That too. Excuse me, Sam. I'm going to work with my horse.
You ain't gonna get that horse into no shoot alone.
You'll help me, I thought.
Did you know?
Oh, come on, Sam.
Oh,
They go off toward the horse. We hear the horse and their voices as they maneuver him into the chute, which has been built at the end of the pasture to one side of the stage.
Thank you, Sam. I can work with him now.
Sam exits. Hannah climbs up on the chute and is leaning over, working with the horse with the bamboo pole, stroking his back, getting him used to touch, also using the pole with the balloon on it. Blue is unsettled, pawing, snorting, but then slowly through this speech, he quiets down.
Because the animal does not speak, it is sacrilege, perhaps, to say what they know. Yet no one who has loved a horse would not say they know nothing of what is on that horse's mind. How much we know might have to do with how close we dare come. It's not just about listening to a subtle rustling, a hoof pawing a stall. Once the roan quieted down, he could tell me about Sally, how he came out all wrong when he was born, killing his mother. There was that. No use telling him it wasn't his fault. All legs he was. And the old broodmare died. Perhaps she should not have been bred that one last time, but her foals were prized, and she mothered them, so they bred her one more time. It was Sally who dried him off with a rough towel, as much like a mare's thick tongue as could be. Still a child, Sally fed him with a bottle, pulled him to her chest, picked him up to his 4 feet, held the bottle just out of his reach, so he'd have to stay standing up on wobbly legs. Even then she could see his astonishing beauty, the deep mottled black blue of his coat, his bright eyes, the depths of his feeling. Sally mothered him. He, in his way, mothered her. She trained him as he grew until he followed her without a lunge line, without a halter, doing her bidding, which was his, pleasing each other like lovers. And she too grew. She was so slight he barely knew she was on him. Her hands were so light he barely knew there was a snaffle in his mouth. Her voice was so soft it was like rustling of leaves or the wind singing in the grass. She was quite simply a part of him. He heard her step, smelled her smells before she ever said anything. "Hi, my boy," was how she greeted him, and she rubbed his nose, stroked his ears, she rubbed underneath his tail. She fell into him sometimes. Sometimes she'd be crying, but about what? She would stand next to his withers, pressing her whole body into him, her hands around him, her face buried in his neck. He would turn his head, he would nuzzle her, make low, soothing sounds until she calmed. She would laugh and toss her head. "Let's go," she'd say. Sometimes without a saddle or a bridle, just a halter, nothing on his back but her, so light like a leaf, like a feather. They would run together. She would lie flat, her arms loose, no reins, nothing to hold him back. They would run like the wind in the night under the moon, as if he had nothing, no one on his back, as if they were meant to be always slipped into life together, like this. So I spoke to the roan, rubbed him all over with the pole, while echoing his insides, until he stood calm in the chute, his ears perked, his breath even for the first time in a long time. Understanding, too, is a word we don't use, yet we know they understand. We can feel when understanding comes, wordless, a palpable thing, acceptance, trust. Just the beginning was his listening. Okay. Now I'm going to open the door to your stall, just here, designed rather well, just here.
She goes to the front of the chute and opens the stall door.
You will be able to get some proper food and calm down some more. We will be able to proceed with our work.
Hannah takes the pole and taps Blue lightly on the back until he walks forward. She follows him through.
There you are. Now, you just stay right there with your oats and your hay. You'll like those, and your bucket of water. You'll get out of the sun for a while. You'll be able to hear the other horses. Good boy, Blue. The hard part's over.
Hannah leaves the barn as she goes. Blue starts to kick at the stall walls. Later that day, Hannah returns to the barn. The horse is still kicking. Hannah has a long, soft rope.
Oh, dear.
Oh, keeps up like this, he's gonna break his leg. Had a nice dinner?
Hasn't stopped.
Keeps up, he's gonna break his leg. You hear what I say?
Break a leg, yeah.
Then
Say no more, Sam.
let him go.
I don't think so.
You back, I'm going into my own house then. I'm no use. Can't stand that sound, as a matter of fact. When he breaks his leg, come and get me up. I'll bring the gun.
Before you go, just one thing.
What do you want that I can give?
Help me tie him down.
You ain't gonna bring him down.
You got a better idea?
Let him go. Told you. Back to pasture. At least he's not gonna kill himself so soon.
Lose my work? No thanks.
Useless as it's been.
I don't think so. If I put him back out, it's over, Sam. I've lost and he's won, and you'll sell him to the feedlot as promised. Only you don't want to do that. And you darn sure don't want to shoot him. So, help me tie him down. Then you go and enjoy your dinner. Once he's down, I'll take over.
Sam grunts but gets up and goes with her into the barn.
I'm going to climb up here and drop the loop over his neck. You're going to pull. Once he's still, I'm going to loop the loop around his legs. Then we're both going to pull.
We hear the sounds of the struggle, but all of a sudden the kicking ceases. They have the rope around his legs.
Now pull.
There is a thud. The horses come down.
Now let's just tie him tight. The rope is soft, but not too tight. He's going to stay down tonight. I'll put a blanket over his back.
Again, the sounds of their rustling in the stall, but the horse is now still.
That's my boy. That's my good fella. Yeah. Now you can rest. I'll stay right here with you. You can go, Sam. Thank you.
You need me, you yell if you got time to get out of his way.
We'll be fine, Sam. I promise.
Promises ain't enough.
I suppose not.
Hope them nuts hold.
See you in the morning, Sam.
Sam goes. Hannah sits against the back of the blue roan. There is a horse blanket over his body.
All right. I am employing extreme measures here, my guy. But there are things you need to hear, things I need to say. By tomorrow, if you cannot get up and walk with me on a lead into the ring and lunge, then Sam will have won. He can shoot you if he wishes, then I'll go home. Whatever that means. But tonight, I need you to listen to my voice and comprehend whatever you are able. Horses are intelligent creatures. You feel and understand a great many things. You understand truth, I think, the truth of a voice, of touch, of a look. So while you're tied up on the ground, you should have some time to think about what I say. Yes, you nicked the top pole of the 5-foot jump. Yes, you hit the ground wrong. Yes, Sally fell. Yes, she broke her neck. Yes, you stood, your nose next to her face, breathing on her. Yes, you would not move. Yes, when they dragged you out of their way and put her lifeless body onto a stretcher, you began to whinny and snort, paw the earth, leap after her. Yes, they treated you roughly. Everyone was shocked. Yes, when they got you back to your barn after Sally was dead, her father in grief beat you again. Yes, I can see the scars. Yes, he blamed you. You blamed yourself too. You need to breathe with me. Breathing right here against your back, big boy. My big boy. My good, big fellow. My roan. Sally's gone. So is Em. We're here all alone. Yeah, notice I don't mention Arthur any longer. He's long gone. A loser. Sally and Em were winners. Sally and you won many times. Perfect you usually were sailing over those jumps. 5 feet was nothing after all. So what happened that day? You came at it wrong. You think it's your fault. You think you missed the jump. Your footing was off. You started too soon, came down hard. But Sally was off her game. She trusted you to carry her through, but she was barely able to sit up straight. You didn't notice, did you? Did you decide to do it for her? Win without her? To compensate for her? As often I thought to do with Em? Cover up, help her out? get her to treatment on time. Sally, too, had been prescribed OxyContin. Unholy coincidence, isn't it? For the shoulder she injured when she fell off a colt she was training. Not you. Off you, she never fell until, maybe even then she was using. Perhaps that's why that fall happened. But you knew nothing of this. How could you, big fella, know or understand? Sally protected you. But her weight was all wrong that day. Her hands were heavy in her mouth. She turned you too hard toward the jump, and you misstepped on your approach. Of course, it did not have to end in death, Sally's broken neck, except she failed to anticipate her fall and landed wrong. Your Sally, who nursed you from a foal with a baby bottle. Your Sally, with whom you never made a false step. Your Sally fell off, not because of your stumble. You didn't stumble that much. You nicked the pole, that's all. She might have righted herself. You didn't go down. You regained your gait, but Sally was over your head, and the way she fell, the force betrayed her balance was off. She broke her neck. She died. You went right to her. Everyone saw it. It's reported in some detail in the local newspapers. As soon as you regained your balance, you went to the girl gently, nearly kneeling at her side. You put your nose next to her face, gently. You did not even nudge. Perhaps it was clear to you right away, the life gone from the girl you knew so well. Others came, the show doctor, the judge, and Sally's father, who had been watching from the stands. An ambulance was called, sirens shouting. The horse stood motionless through it all, never leaving her side for an instant. Sally's father grabbed the reins that were hanging over your head in a fit of rage, took up a whip and began beating the horse across his face, his neck, and his legs. Fiercely, ferociously, everyone gasped, and still the horse stood at her side, hardly acknowledging the whip. It was written about in the local newspaper, until someone pulled the grief-stricken father back. Then you let out a howl. That's what they said, a blood-curdling scream, not because of the whip, but for her. Everyone understood, for losing your Sally. I know, Blue, how that sound is. The sound we never knew we could make, up from the belly, up from the inside, as if the self emptied out. What is this thing we are now? Nothing. Hollowed, desecrated, empty, hanging from bone. You determined then no one would touch you again. No one would get close. You were in exile in your grief. I understand. Here I am, warm against your back. I have not touched anyone, not since I yelled so for M. Could I bear anyone's touch?
Sam in his usual chair, late morning. Hannah with a long lead rope and a halter, straw in her hair, slightly disheveled.
Ain't heard nothing.
That's good.
Where you been?
Walk in the woods, breakfast.
Get him up?
Oh, yeah. Before I left.
Now what?
I'm going to slip this halter on, take him out to lunch.
You think you is?
I bet I do.
Good luck, Hannah Doyle. I'll be right here where I'm sitting right now. Ain't going to no hospital nohow.
I'll take that as a good omen.
Hannah goes to the barn, whistling, but the horse is pacing, and as Hannah approaches, he begins kicking.
Oh, no, stop that. You were so calm when I let you up last night. Stop that fussing. Well, I'm not going to deal with this. No, I'm not. You'll stay in your stall today. I need some rest. You need to get hold of yourself. Goodbye, Blue.
The horse kicks harder.
Come on, fella, stop it, please. I can't. If I let you out, I'll never get you back.
She exits the barn.
Damn horse is daft.
Maybe so.
Can't blame yourself. You gave him a good try. You did.
I'm not ready to give up.
Not ready to get banged around again, too.
No.
Then what?
Let him kick himself out, I suppose. I'll think of something overnight.
Oh, can't stay in that stall. He'll kill himself.
I don't think I can let him out now. I'll never get him back. He's got to calm down, that's all.
Some canna be saved, Hannah Doyle. And if you're looking for him to save you, I'd look somewhere else. You sit that bay mare, very nice, even at your age. She's a good horse.
I know that, Sam.
That roan, that blue roan ain't never gonna be rode, not by no one. No one.
Perhaps. Let's let him kick himself out. He was quite calm before I came. He'll be quiet again.
I seen it once before in my life. A horse just asking to be shot.
Shoot me first.
You asking for it too. You want your heart broken again so that you won't be good for anyone.
I'm no good for anyone now.
Oh, I don't like this one bit. Feeling like, what do they call it? Accessory to a crime.
You're completely innocent, Sam.
Are you?
I don't know.
The horse is kicking as Hannah leaves.
Horses, dangerous beasts.
Early the next morning, before Sam has taken up his position, Hannah arrives with a bag of apples and carrots. It is silent.
Quiet. He's quiet. Don't let him be dead. Don't let him hurt himself, please. Let him be standing, quiet in his stall, his head hung. Let him be calm. Blue, my boy. Blue Valiant. That's what I'm calling you. In your former life, you were Knight Valiant the Bold. That seems a bit much. But that's done, isn't it? Sally's gone, my love. She wouldn't want you to die because she did. She knew it wasn't your fault. Did Anne, I wonder, know that much? It's not your fault, she used to scream. Except when she said once or twice, it's because of you, this house. Come, my blue boy. Blue Valiant. Come on, Blue Valiant. Here I am. Good. Good fella. Yeah, no fuss. No fuss, Valiant, I'll call you. Look what I've got here. Here's an apple. That's my good Blue. Very calm. Let me give it to you. Oh, look at that. You are tossing your head. You picked that apple right through. You dropped half of it on the ground. Huh. Let me just carefully, I won't try to come in. Over there, standing in a corner. Come, you're not supposed to be shy. But that's okay. You're calm. Maybe we can get something done today. We could go out into the round pen. Would you like that? You'll remember how to work on the lunge. We're not going to go backwards. No, we're not. You are not going to that pasture by yourself. You will walk sensibly on lead if you want to leave the stall. Here, Blue, come on. We're going to work. What's that? Ooh. Right now before you get hurt.
A girl about 14, dirty, clutching half the apple, emerges from the stall. She can't help herself. She takes another bite.
What were you doing in there? Speak.
Él es un caballo magnífico.
Yes, he is. Magnifico horse. What are you doing in his stall? Oh, I see. Hungry.
Por favor, no me mande de regreso.
As a favor, no what?
No me mande de regreso. No, please, no. Ni en Estados Unidos.
I see. Guatemala? El Salvador? Honduras?
No, no, no. Please, mamá, no.
I see. Mama, not exactly.
Trabajaré. Trabajaré para ti. Lo que quieras, lo haré.
Trabajaré. Work. Work for me?
Sí, sí, mamá. Por favor. Please.
How long have you been here? What are you doing in his stall? He's a dangerous animal. Don't you know that? Bad? A bad horse.
No, no. Él es un caballo magnífico. Please, miss.
Not that either, exactly. Hannah, can you say? Mi nombre es Hannah. My Spanish is rudimentary. Es su nombre es
Maya.
Maya. Very nice.
Maya Zelaya.
Alliterative. Lovely.
Sí. Trabajaré. Gracias, mamá Hannah.
No, not that. Please, go on home. I have to work with my horse. His name is Blue. Blue Valiant. And es nombre es Blue. You want to get to work. But you've been sharing your stall all night.
Por favor, no me mande de regreso. Please, señora Hannah.
You're a quick learner, you are.
No me mande de regreso.
I see, no. I am not going to send you back. You can stop worrying about that. How could I, with what's going on in this country and in yours? I may be self-involved, but I am aware. Breakfast might be a better idea. After all, I suppose it was you tamed my horse.
Please, no me mande de regreso.
Come on, get up. In this barn, we are all displaced. Wait till Sam sees you. Oh, as a matter of fact, that better wait. I have no idea what's it. You like my horse?
Él es un caballo magnífico. Sí, trabajaré para ti.
Magnifico. Yes, I think so myself. There are two of us. Well, three, including Blue. He's quite vain. You do too, don't you, Blue? You let you sleep with him?
Sí,
And eat half his apple?
él es un caballo magnífico.
That he is. But we were speaking of you. Where do you live? Where are your parents? Mama, Papa? No? Nowhere? Here? How long have you been sleeping here? You weren't here the other night. Were you hiding somewhere? Is that right? Why isn't it required to learn Spanish? How can you get along without it? Okay. Maya Zelaya from Honduras, resident in my horse Blue Valiant's stall, friend, so it appears to him, his only other friend. But that's good. He's no longer as wild as he was when I left him, unapproachable. He has found himself a girl. Huh. Am I superfluous once more?
Por amor de Dios,
Sure, we all know what that means.
no me envíe de vuelta. Please, please.
Calm down, calma, calm. You're safe. For a while, at least, until I figure things out. Yes. Of course, I am just figuring things out. You can stay with me, of course. A mi casa. Si. Avec moi. Romance languages were not my thing. Um, do, do you ride in Honduras Magnifico Caballos?
Blue snorts.
We are ignoring you. Yes, you are magnificent. It's true. I am ignoring you for the first time since we met. What if we try to work the horse together, you and I? See? You can be my assistant. See? Trabajaré. You can help me. Okay, let's get this halter on him so we can take him out to the round pen. In fact, you can do it for me. Hold the piece of apple in your hand like this. See? Let him dip his head.
Maya goes into the stall.
There. Very good. Let him drop his head to you. That's right. Rub his ear a little bit. He likes that. He likes you, I can see. Well, he let you sleep with him, didn't he? He likes you far better than he likes me. Well, I suppose I cannot complain. You remind him of Sally, I suppose. You don't remind me of M. I think that's good. M is everywhere anyway. I feel her eyes, difficult to explain. I've never said it before to anyone but a girl who doesn't know English and a horse is always there asking for what I can't give. Maybe it was always like that, only I never could see, not while she lived. Come on, let's see if you can lead this horse. Hold the lead rope just a bit loose. I'm right here, right next to you both.
The sounds of the horse leaving the barn. Sounds from the round pen.
All right, I'll take the lunge. You stand right next to me. Come, Blue, how about a trot? What a good boy. What a good fellow. Look at you trotting in a circle. It's all coming back to you, isn't it? You were well trained once. See, you remember everything. It's quite amazing how it comes back, what you knew once before it all happened. No wonder you resisted. It's a slap of happiness. But she's here somehow, isn't she? Sally, even so, in Maya, your new girl.
Maya laughs and Blue whinnies.
Let's canter him now. Look at that gait. How beautiful. Blue, how beautiful you are.
Later, Hannah in the woods alone.
Well, she couldn't continue to sleep with Blue. Sleep with me in my bed, where she has peed more than once. Wet sheets are a small price to pay for the sound of her breath going in and out. She tells me her story in the night in the little Spanish I know and am learning, in her bits of English. Like Blue, she tells me, by the way, her body goes stiff, high sounds, eyes wild. She'd come here with her father, mi papi. They had left behind her mother with two younger children. Her father would find work, she would go to school. Yo quiero estudiar, she says. She wants to learn. But at the border, they were stopped. Her father was taken from her. Se llevaron a mi papi. They put her in a cold place with many children, algunos de ellos babies. Babies, I said. Sí, Miss Hannah. Sí, bebes sin madres. She rocked them back and forth. They cried together. Then suddenly she was put with some other children on an airplane. Nos pusieron en un avión. She got to speak to her father on the phone. He told her to be a good girl, to stay here. They were going to give her a new family. She cried, No quiero una nueva familia, papi. You will study, you will learn, you will make me proud. I will come back someday with your mother, your brothers. No nos olvides. Don't forget us, he said. She promised him. No one forgets anything. But how did you get here to his stall?
Me escapé.
I see.
El caballo. Yo sabía del caballo. Un caballo magnífico. Blue valiente.
Yes, he is. There's something also valiente about you. Magnifico, too.
Sam enters, sits in his chair.
Me, I ain't gonna say nothing till something is said. She brings that girl child in the back way. So I don't see, I don't say, none of my business after all. The horse is going along just fine. Damn thing is near training itself. Of course he knows it all along. Got himself a girl. Damnedest thing I ever saw. That's what we needed all along. A girl child. Who could have guessed it? But I don't say nothing. She doesn't say nothing either. We nod to each other. She can't hide her forever.
Hannah and Maya enter. Maya is dressed in new jodhpurs and boots with a helmet.
This is Maya, my granddaughter, Sam.
She ain't no granddaughter of yours.
She most certainly is.
I know the sheriff, you know.
Oh, how delightful. I'd love to meet him one day.
I can call him over any time.
That's so very comforting.
So, Hannah, you got yourself a grandkid and a horse.
That I have.
Reckon I played a small part.
Reckon you have.
She gonna ride that horse?
She is.
She's a horse got himself a girl child.
Has.
So, all's right with the world.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
But things is better than they was.
Indeed they are.
Days later, early morning, Sam is already seated in his spot. Hannah enters.
That gal of yours came by early.
She wanted to talk to Blue. She promised me she wouldn't ride.
Ought to know. A horse-struck gal ain't gonna do what she says.
She was crying all night, Sam. Quietly, thinking I wouldn't hear. What was I supposed to do?
Got throwed hard.
Oh, Lord.
They bounced like they do at her age.
Ah, to be young again.
That horse ain't never gonna be good.
You are forever the voice of doom.
You can let her sit a bit on the lunge. Huh? He'll try. You done brought him that far.
What happened with Maya, Sam?
They was fine out in the pasture, bareback. She had him going nice and slow. Pretty sight, I said to myself, but I knew.
What did you know?
Horse cannot forget. They forgives, but that's as far as they get. You might say that the horse has forgiven you and the girl and himself some.
And so?
There's a long memory inside a horse, is all.
What's that supposed to mean?
Something gonna rear up. He ain't gonna be able to stop. You might know when, but that gal, she's too young. She canna know how things come back like rockets out of the mind. I'll sell you that bay mare. Nice, good, trusty horse for her.
I see.
Well, a hurt horse, they say, is predictable, they say, but never gonna be reliable. Now, how's that for some big words now?
I'm impressed.
Well, you think about it. You can think about what they mean. Maybe you knows yourself.
You're reliably unpredictable, Sam.
Oh, we've arrived at an understanding then.
Hannah walks toward the stall, but stops when she sees Maya sitting outside crying.
Mi papi, Dios mío, mi papi.
Inside the stall, Blue also seems to be distressed. He is making low sounds like moans.
Mi Blue, mi caballo.
Maya gets up and she goes to the stall.
Shh, mi caballo. Shh. Hush, hush. I will talk English, Blue. This is what you talk. So I try. We do not tell Hannah I fell off. You threw me. If Sam saw, I hope no. You spoke. You young, but I did not sit right, thinking only of you. Vi a mi papi mirándonos. ¡Qué feliz! ¡Qué feliz! I was with mi papi. Look, papi, esta es mi Blue, papi. Mi caballo.
Blue snorts.
Why, Blue, you jump. ¿Pensando en qué? Inside. What comes out? Te agarra. ¿Qué? Mi papi grabbed me. Who? You. You jump. I fall. Who grabbed you, mi Blue?
Blue knickers.
I can be with you here, but I cannot be there. You cannot be with me. It comes up, I cry, you jump. I have no way to say.
Blue paws the stall and knickers more loudly.
Sí, tranquilo. Hush, tranquilo. Stand. Good. Ooh. We will try hard. We will not be ever like when mi papi lifts me up, tosses me on the back of el caballo, huesudo, not muy magnífico, flaco, sarnoso, all over him. We will not say to Hannah, nunca, nunca, I did not fall off you. You did not spook. Hannah, no, ever. Those things we do, we nunca say, mi Blue boy.
Blue makes contented sounds. So does Maya inside the stall.
Maya, are you in the stall? Let's clean him up. We'll lunge him today, no ride.
But I want up. Please, Miss Hannah. He will say he is bad if I do not. Please, Miss Hannah.
All right. But on the lunge line. And then we will try to phone your father after we're done. You can tell him all about Blue. After that, I have a bay mare I want you to ride.
The end.